We're now live. Welcome to Side Boob Happy Hour. Okay. And welcome, interweb folks. Thanks for being with us on your Friday evening. All right. And we will start recording in 5, 4, 3. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Side Boob Happy Hour.
Welcome, everyone.
How you doing, Care Bear?
I'm good. I had to take a little nap today because I had a hell of a shift yesterday.
Tell us about your shift yesterday.
Shit. Well, we got a lot of younger members on our shift, so that requires us to go out and do a lot of training, just like walk some roofs, go over forcible entry stuff, go over engineer stuff, pulling hose, pumping, all that stuff. And
I wouldn't mind pulling hose.
Sounds
like fun.
Yeah, I bet you gals would be good at it.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
But we're coming back. We had a medical run. We're coming back to the station, and then our MDC goes off, and it just says water flow. And a lot of times, like in these big commercial buildings, you'll get like an accidental alarm. Like guys are doing work in there, they hit something, hit a sprinkler, knock it off. Now the water's flowing.
Oh, great.
Or sometimes it's just completely false. And so we're pulling down the street to this address, and the truck's right in front of me, but I look in between these two buildings, and I'm like, holy shit, is that like lazy smoke? And as soon as I said that, my partner on the engine, he's like, dude, is that smoke? And I go, and then I see my captain jump out of the truck, and he's waving like, hey, we got a fire, dude, because there was a security guard that ran up to the captain and is like, there's a fire in there. So I'm like, shit, nobody's dressed because we were just coming from a medical call, so now it's a total yard sale. People are jumping out, throwing their shit on.
Yard sale.
And I had to back up because the truck had to, we all had to back up because we kind of blew past the address a little bit because we saw where the smoke was. So backed up. And then I was like, okay, I see a hydrant right there across the street. So I went down, flipped around, had my guy jump off. I said, dude, lay a line, connect to the hydrant for me, lay a line. Came up, got my spot, and then they cut open the doors, went in there. And it was just like some pallets that were on fire, and the sprinkler had held it in check. But it set off the alarms, and it smoked out the whole building. So when they cut open that door, like all this smoke starts coming out, and I was like, oh.
So it was like backdraft.
Nah. It was just kind of like if they would have cut that door and it would be like pressurized heavy black smoke coming out, then it'd be like, oh shit, there's more going on than just pallets on fire. But they opened it and like just a little bit of smoke's kind of coming out. So I figured, okay. So I had Chuck loaded the line for them. They went in there and put it out.
Okay.
And then it was more of just like, it was a huge commercial building, and the whole warehouse area was filled with smoke, so we had to put blowers. I think they went around to the back and just like pushed the smoke out of the building. Then we had to figure out, okay, we need to shut off this water, because like you gotta open the drain to like drain all the residual pressure off in the sprinkler system, and then shut all the water off so that we can put the sprinkler back.
Jeez.
And then charge this. It was like, so a little bullshit thing like that, and we were there. We probably got that at like 8 o'clock, didn't get back till like midnight. And then got another medical run, and I was just like, this place is a prison.
This place is a fucking prison!
This place is a fucking prison.
I got a belly full of white dog crap, and you're laying this on me! Dude, what you guys do is so interesting. Like, it's just scientific and fucking crazy. And like, does that shit actually exist?
The way they were going in there with like no breathers and the whole, no.
Okay. Alright.
And for backdraft conditions,
like where the smoke is like breathing under the door? Like, does that actually happen?
No, you encounter more of like flashover. Okay. Which is like, if you start opening stuff up and now you just introduced oxygen, and now everything has reached its ignition temperature, all the contents, and then once you introduce that oxygen, then everything flashes. And that's where guys get burned or get killed, because it's like, you're fully suited up, but like, shit, you're only protected from so much heat. Until-
Heroes, man. Those fucking balls take some big ass brass balls to do what you guys do, man. Let's all fucking toast to the firefighters here.
Cheers.
Cheers, my work wifey. It's happy hour. It's happy hour. It's Friday. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. And yes, the wait is over. We have a surprise returning guest.
Special guest star.
A very special guest for you guys. Someone that a lot of you have been asking about. A guest that some of you, quite frankly, gave us shit about because, not because of her, but because we didn't give her enough airtime when she was a guest on our show. And you know what? You're right. You're right. Because the life and career that she's led is extraordinary. Just extraordinary and fascinating and just all around fucking badass, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, just nothing but respect and admiration, and we could have a series of 10 shows just based on her fucking life and career alone. So I don't want to keep you in suspense any longer. Everybody, the one and only Cadena is with us right now. Welcome.
Hi.
Thank you for being on the show with us today, Miss Christina Queen Cadena. Thank you for being with us. And by the way, no, that is not her name because she is married, but we won't say what her married name is. We'll just call her by her maiden name because that's how I've known her since we were fucking 7 or 8 years old, something like that. I don't know, for a very long time. And it just fits. It's an awesome fucking name. So, you know, that's just the way that it's going to be.
And if we told you your married name, we'd have to kill you because it's G14 classified.
Exactly. Exactly. Welcome. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here. You might have oversold me.
Nah.
No way.
Nah, don't be modest, bro. Don't be modest. I mean, we have lots and lots to talk about, and the world wants to know because the shit that you've seen, man, a lot of us won't see in our entire lifetime. I mean, first of all, well, what I'm generally curious about is what made you decide the Army?
So let's rewind back to 2002.
Wow.
I had my daughter Hope,
Mm-hmm.
and I was married to her father, a total loser. Sorry,
Yeah.
Hope.
We're all guilty of it.
Sorry, Hope, if you listen to this. And we were just struggling. Like, we were living with my parents. He was making like $30,000 a year.
Ooh.
This is like not great. I was on Medi-Cal.
Yeah.
And I was like, we gotta get out of the house, but of course it's Southern California, Los Angeles, like, really, can you afford to move anywhere, when you're young and making like minimum wage stuff? So, my ex-husband had actually been in the Army before. I met him, and so he suggested the Army because they, if you're married, they give you like a housing allowance and they give you like a food stipend.
Ah.
And there's like some benefits I didn't know, health insurance, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
things like that. And I was like, oh man, that sounds like a great deal. Now, mind you, this was 2004, so I hope it was about 2.
Yeah.
Then I started like talking to them and thinking about signing up. So global war on terror was well underway. But in my mind, I wasn't thinking like, oh, I'm going to deploy right away.
Right. Right.
Which is exactly what happened.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
But it was the best decision I ever made. It absolutely got us like out of poverty, into the middle class, upward mobility. If you stay with it, it's a government job. There's,
Yeah.
Your pension and the perks and benefits of that come along with being a veteran. So I can't complain.
Sure. Yeah.
But that's what I joined.
So that was, 2002. And 2002, in my mind still, I feel like 2002 was like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, but it was literally over fucking 20 years ago. I'm not okay with that.
I know, I was a lifeguard
Yeah.
in 2002.
It's not okay. Like, we were 23 years old. I mean, like, I'm not okay.
Holy
It's just
shit.
like, oh my God. I can't believe that was 20 years ago. So you have since retired. You served enough time in the Army to retire, and you had a baby girl about a year ago, right?
Yes.
I
18
mean,
months ago.
yeah, I mean, and congratulations on that. She is adorbs. She looks just like you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
She's very cute.
She looks just like you. So, I mean, you met your now husband in the Army, and he is still active duty, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, this is my second husband and my last one.
Of course.
We met, let's see, 2013. Yeah, so 12 years ago. We were both stationed at Fort Irwin, California, out in the Mojave Desert.
Oh, fun.
What a shithole.
Fun.
Yeah, and kind of dated off and on, and then we got married in 2019.
So when you were first deployed, so you first go to the Army, you go through boot camp and everything like that, then you get deployed. Where do you go? Or can you talk about that?
Yeah, of course. So I get sent to Germany
Oh.
first. Yeah, it was, the whole thing was just kind of a pain in the butt, because I was married and I had hope. And of course, they're like, right after basic training and my job training, they sent me overseas. So I had to go to Germany. I was in Germany for 6 months doing, we did like deployment prep, all that stuff. And then I went to Kuwait.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, so I was based out of Kuwait, made some trips over to Iraq and back. We had, like, our battalion was a human resources battalion. When I first joined, I was human resources,
Mm-hmm.
Administrative clerk. And so our battalion did, like, human resources and mail, like mail delivery.
Yeah.
So I was there deployed for a year, and that kind of sucked back then because we didn't really have, that was 2005 to 2006, so we didn't really have like the good internet, like we still had to use calling cards, landlines to call people.
Dial up.
There was no like FaceTime or Skype.
Right.
It was just like emails and phone calls.
Yeah, I never really thought about that, being in the armed forces before, like, tech.
And you had to write letters
Yeah,
back in the day.
Yeah. My mom would write me letters. Like, my daughter would just like say what she wanted her to say, and my mom would write it. It was very cute.
That's sweet. I can't imagine too, I mean, and I don't want this to, like sound sexist, because obviously there's plenty of men in the military that have children, but, being a mom away from your kid, for such long stretches of time, I can't even imagine what that was like for you.
It was terrible.
I can't even wrap my head around that.
Yeah, it was hard for sure. But I was young. I was in my 20s doing it, but my parents really helped a lot.
Yeah.
She was there with them. Like, my ex-husband was still living there in their house with her.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that. Okay.
For free.
Oh, what a beauty.
So he wasn't serving at the same time that you were?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought you guys were in there together.
No, he was like, "Oh, you go in, and then I'll go in later."
Oh, what a
Once you get
puss.
established, I'm like, "All right," and no, then he just turned into like Mr. Freeloader.
What
Oh, wow.
Jesus, man.
That was terrible.
Fucking jerk.
Yeah.
Sucks. Good grief. Okay, so you go to Germany, and what part of Germany are you in?
Kaiserslautern, it's like the southwest part of Germany.
Okay.
Closer to France. There's like a big, huge military community there. Ramstein Air Base.
Oh, Ramstein, like the band.
and then the Army has little outposts there.
Did you pick up like any languages while you were serving?
No, everyone speaks English.
You know, yeah, and that's the thing I always trip out on is that, you know, America is so behind when it comes to shit like that, but also because we're also not, because in Europe, all the countries are so close together, so everybody just naturally speaks the languages, but also, how do they all speak English? Or is it taught in the schools just automatically?
Probably.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's the bridge. It's literally the universal bridging language. So that's how people. You don't have to be American or English. That's like the bridging language for people all over the world is English.
Wow. Okay.
Think about like how people connect and talk. So yeah, definitely in Germany they learn English simultaneous. You know, in school from a very young age.
Yeah.
So everybody they speak really good English there.
That's amazing, because German is such a strange language, you know, like having to go from.
You learn like a couple little, you learn phrases here and there to get around, but for the most part, they all speak English. And same with like, you can travel so easily there. You can go, of course, we could go to Amsterdam, and
Of course.
in France and Spain, and everyone speaks English.
That's so cool. So from the standard time, the time that you guys serve basically in the military is 4 years. So what made you decide to re-enlist?
So I enlisted, I was in E4, and then I made sergeant, but I already had my bachelor's degree. I graduated from Cal State Northridge in 2003. So like after I was like still finishing school when I was pregnant with Hope, and when I had Hope, and then I finished.
Okay.
She was a baby. Joined the Army in 2004. Already had my bachelor's, so I knew I wanted to become an officer. So I finally, I put in an officer candidate school packet, and it got approved.
Cool.
So then once you cross over into the officer realm, you kind of just like stay around until you either retire or resign.
Got it. So things were just going really well for you career-wise, and that's what kind of made you stick there.
Yeah, and it was a pay raise for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Going from enlisted to officer, so it went from like a sergeant to a lieutenant, and it was just a better quality of life for sure.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a really stupid question because I still don't completely understand what this means. What does it mean for military personnel to be in combat?
So, at least for the Army, we have like designated combat zones.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like where you are. I mean, there's different interpretations for different people, but for us, it's like a designated zone area that you serve in.
Mm-hmm.
Some people can argue like, oh, you have to like leave the base camp, or you have to like engage with the enemy in some type of firefight. Sure, that could be a definition, but for us, it's you were serving in the zone that we've designated to be a combat zone.
Okay.
So, for instance, I was in Iraq for 6 months. I was in Afghanistan for 6 months. It's combat zones. So we call them combat deployments.
Okay, yeah, because I always thought that being in combat meant that you're literally like getting shot at and shooting at people. I always thought that that's what combat meant, but then I came to learn that it's got kind of different meanings. So, because I remember Kamala standing up and saying that.
We weren't. Yeah.
Yeah, the whole thing with Kamala Harris saying that nobody was in combat on their watch. And then the soldiers, they're like, well, what the fuck are we then? Like in real time. So.
Well, to be fair to her, that was probably after 3 bottles of Shard.
Yeah, well, for sure. Like when we were in Baghdad, we were firing rockets at our base camp, and same with Afghanistan. So it's not like they were not shooting at us, but I wasn't like firing back my weapon,
Right. So have you been like fired at, or have you used your weapon like in combat, or like fired at people or been shot at? in situations like that?
Well, I never had to fire my weapon, but for sure, like, so in our little base camp in Iraq, like in Baghdad, you know, they were, when I say they, I don't know, insurgents funded by Iran are firing like Katyusha rockets. Their aim is not very good. They got close a few times, and then in Afghanistan, same thing, firing rockets on our base camp. Explosions, they blew up when I was there. They blew up a Korean hospital that was like just outside of our base camp, which was like a huge explosion and caused a lot of damage. And then one time when I was taking a helicopter from where I was, Bagram, like in northern Afghanistan, down to the south, and there was insurgents firing at the helicopter I was in, and the door gunners fired back.
Ooh.
And I was just a passenger. I'm like, oh, this is fun.
Wow.
So,
Fuck that.
good news, they don't have good aim.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Carrie, I'm sorry. I'm hogging all the fucking questions.
No, it's okay. I have the exact same.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So,
You're doing good.
what now? Being someone that has, you know, extensive experience in the military and being all over the world and seeing, you know, our politics and other countries' politics. What is your opinion right now on the state of the world in general?
Oh God, I mean,
I know it's a loaded question.
of course it's, you know, there's it's a mess. There's a lot going on. I mean, it depends on what part of the world. There's, I would say, like, yeah, you could be negative about it and say, like, oh yeah, it's a total mess, total dumpster fire, super fucked up. But I think if we look at just like history and like zoom out a little bit in like the grand scheme, I would say life in the world is like better than it was, I don't know, 100 years ago, a couple hundred years ago. You know what I mean? Like,
Sure.
For us, yeah, it sucks, it's rough, it feels like it's the end of the world, but I'm not sure that I agree with that, just if I look at it in a more long-term perspective.
No, I completely agree with you on that. I don't like it when people say it's the world's end, it's World War III. I don't agree with that.
I don't either.
At all. I think that it's all cyclical. I think that shit like this, you know, comes around with, you know, fucking tariffs and wars and, you know, like world leaders fucking arguing with each other and shit like that. You know, countries at war. This is just the way that it is.
Yeah.
This shit happens and you know, there's an ebb and a flow. But yes, I believe you're 100% right on that. I don't believe in any of that. I think that it just, you know, sometimes it's worse than it sometimes it's worse and sometimes it's better, and I don't buy into the whole, oh my gosh, like the world is ending, and
No.
you know, I don't buy into that.
I don't either.
You know, during the Biden administration, we all thought that we were on the brink of World War III. You know, but
Thank
we
God
probably
it
were
weren't.
closer then than we were now. But you know, that's a different show.
I think it's definitely like some concerns to be had
Mm-hmm.
in terms of like, nuclear weapons.
Okay,
But but that's been around. You know, nuclear weapons been around since the 40s,
sure.
right? And so we haven't had a catastrophe yet.
Yeah, yeah. Knock on wood.
But for sure, yeah. Like people should be concerned. We should all be concerned, right? Just as like human beings, that is probably could be disastrous.
Sure.
But just like in the broad sense of like how we conduct war now, Geneva Conventions, just all the progress that's been made, it's just like different now. Like if you compare it back when, you know, older times, like how many countless people died, and
Yeah.
how we do it. I mean, gosh, we executed the war on terror for like 20 plus years, and we probably, at least on the American side, we probably lost like maybe a little over 6,000 people. And then you compare that to what, Vietnam or World War II.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Different was different. I think, just as humans, I think we have a higher value on life, or at least it seems that way to me.
Yeah.
In modern day than we did before.
Yeah.
And a lower tolerance for what we're willing to lose.
Definitely. Yeah. Agree on that 100%. This one is for Morgan specifically. I hope she's joined us.
Perfect.
Because I didn't get to hear your reaction on this. I only heard, we talked about it briefly the last time you were on the pod. But Biden pulling out of Afghanistan while you were there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so, gosh, I was there in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
We pulled out in 20...
Was it 22?
I thought it was 20.
Yeah, it was either late 21 or early 22.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was devastating. I mean, for most of us, at least where I was, the unit I was in, where I was serving, most of us had been. We were disappointed. We knew a pullout was coming, right? And I would say, I agree with that. You know, there should be an exit strategy, a plan.
Mm.
It just should have been better executed, and we should have had more time. That was my problem with it. Like, we were working on all the things they wanted us to work on, and I was part of that in 2020. Downgrading, getting rid of equipment, getting it out of country, either selling it, shipping back to the United States, or destroying it, depending on, what class or category it was. We were doing that, but you have to imagine that there was a 20-year buildup, so that can't just happen in like a year or two. It takes a lot of time. You know what I mean? Because it's landlocked.
Yeah.
There's only certain routes we can do. Mostly we just have to fly in and out. We don't have friendly neighbors around. Just look at a map. Look like where Afghanistan is and what it's surrounded by.
Right.
We have problems with Pakistan. There's a whole host of other issues, like trying to get in and out of there. And so when you fly it out, it takes a lot longer. It's a lot less efficient. So I just feel like if we had more time, and better, structure land, we could have left in a more orderly fashion and not had, 13 Marines killed at freaking Abbey Gate.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that so many Marines were killed in that process, because we didn't, on our end, we didn't hear very much about it.
Oh no, the news tamped that down.
Yeah, we didn't hear.
It made Biden look like shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just devastating. I think the hardest part was just like how abrupt and decisive, and it was the president's decision. But we didn't even tell our allies.
Oh.
It was a NATO mission at that point. We had other countries there serving with us. And so this decision was made, so they were scrambling too.
Mm-hmm.
It was really unorganized and messy. And then once you only operate out of Kabul, just for context, we were in a bigger air base called Bagram, that's where I was.
Mm-hmm.
Which in my mind, and I think General McMaster, retired General McMaster, had talked about this too, but it was just a better piece of land at vantage point to be able to run things just because of where it was located and what was around it, whereas Kabul's in the middle of the city, and it's a lot harder to control when you're in dense urban terrain,
Mm-hmm.
right? Where Bagram was, it was a little more rural, and you could kind of control more of the outskirts and see and have a better vantage point than where Kabul was, right in the middle of the city. We gave up Bagram, we did everything out of Kabul. It was congested, it's small, it's in the middle of the city, hard to control, insurgents driving up, with suicide bombs, and that's what happened. They saw us. I think the country fell a lot faster than anyone thought it would, although I think most people knew it wasn't gonna hold,
Yeah.
once we were gone. We were what was propping up that whole thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was messy, and unfortunately, those Marines died from that vehicle borne explosive device.
Jesus.
Then you saw all the other clips of people falling off planes and trying to aircraft to get out.
Yeah. I mean, it devastated. Just
Yeah, it was embarrassing.
yeah.
It was tragic and embarrassing.
So when you guys had to pull out, you had to pull out like right now, right? I mean, it wasn't like it wasn't like a it wasn't like a gradual type of thing. Like it wasn't a gradual type of thing like moving in. It was just like a we're leaving now.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, when do you get?
We knew this thing was going to come to a close. We knew we had to get out of there. So, like, every year we're drawing down, you know what I mean? Because Trump said so, right?
Right.
He said, like, we're leaving. You know, he kind of started the negotiations with the Taliban, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, the Biden administration continued that. So, like, that was already on pace to happen. But I think it was just the short notice of, like, okay, right now, we thought maybe there would be like another year or two to be able to have a better exit plan.
Jesus. So how did you guys do that exactly? I mean, because how many of you approximately were there at that time?
Gosh, so there was some fudging of the numbers.
Okay.
Oh, it's weird.
There were some weird things where people would go in and out, so it's kind of hard to like pin down a number. I want to say when I was there, we were probably down to like 4,000 to 6,000. I think assessments planning that was done so they could do a pretty good heavy lift if we just left 2,000.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course we had like allies, local nationals, contractors, all like other types of people helping. So probably when they pulled out, there were probably like 2,500 people there versus troops.
Yeah.
But there was all these other people that had to get out. So the whole other part of our like logistics train was like contractors,
Civilian.
like civilian third country nationals that were working for the U.S. government, which we were already starting to like cut their contracts and get rid of a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
But they weren't all gone, of course. They're doing a lot of stuff, right? They do like hard to do service, and they drive trucks, and they do like, clean the latrines, and all that kind of stuff. There's just like logistic stuff that needs to happen that they do. A lot of them were doing, instead of having soldiers like guard the gates, all the gate points, we would have like private security, things like that. So we're scrambling to get all those people out, plus all the people that were applying for asylum.
Oh,
yeah. Trying to get out of there. I mean, there was tons of people that helped us that were hoping to get to the United States, which there was, there was a push in an operation where we did have a lot of Afghans come, but probably not all the ones that should have made it, unfortunately.
Yeah. Jesus, that's freaking awful, man.
Oh, man.
What a fucking shit show.
Yeah, it sucked and it was embarrassing. But
Yeah.
hopefully we don't make that mistake again.
Yeah, we'll see. So, very kind of simplistic question, because I know that we've come a long way, but just interested, as far as your experience, what is it like being a woman in the military? Did you come across anything that you found to be, like unsettling or unfavorable, or do you feel like you were treated differently at any point, or do you get all the same treatment?
Well, I will say over a 20-year span, it definitely got better.
Okay.
But Carrie could probably attest, like,
Yeah.
being a male-dominated field,
Yeah.
it's rough. I mean, it's difficult. There is sexism, of course.
Mm-hmm.
That just comes with it. But I think the hard part is just like getting over those barriers, because I feel like if you're around a bunch of dudes, the male-dominated field, there's a lot of like macho type A personalities.
Right.
There's a lot of resentment there when women are around. They go like, I don't know, sometimes type of boys, good old boys club that like we're encroaching on. But once you like prove yourself,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like you get over that initial like barrier, then people accept you, and then it becomes like, oh, she is a good leader, like she is a good soldier, she knows her shit, you know?
Or if you're just a hard worker.
What was that?
If you're a hard worker and you have a good attitude, guys love that. They don't care if you're all fucked up. They're like, wow, this chick's a worker.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. But conversely, the problem is if there's a woman who's not performing well, or maybe she's not a hard worker, or she's shamming out, or then somehow she represents every woman
Yeah.
in the army. But then if there's like a shitbag dude, you're not like all men, you know?
Right.
Kind of like a double standard in that regard. It's like, okay, you're gonna judge a whole gender because of like these two assholes over here.
Yeah.
But then guys can kind of point that out, though. Like, this dude's a complete turd. This chick can run circles around him. You know? Like, I'll have this chick on the truck company or the engine company with me any day. I'll go to a fire with this chick any day over this idiot who can't figure out how to throw his fucking breather. You know, or just spins out at incidents. You know?
Right. Well, because you had to do all the same things that the dudes have to do when you were training for the fire academy. It's, you know, there's nothing different. They don't have you throw lighter ladders or anything like that.
And if anything, when it's time to throw the bigger ladders, the drill masters are out watching the chicks.
Yeah.
They're zoned, dialed in on you, and then once they see you can do it, okay, cool. Now we'll move along and see if there's dudes that aren't cutting it.
And it's the same thing with cops too, which to me, I was telling Adrian before he went into the academy, because he was telling me some of the physical standards that they need to pass, and I'm like, that's easy. I told him, I said, I bet you a lot of the women are going to do better than the men. I said, I bet you a lot of just watch. And he was like, fuck that. And I was like, no, just watch. A lot of the women are going to do better. And a lot of them did. You know, because when it comes to like physical agility, there's like a lot of dudes that like, they assume that just because they're a man, oh, I'm stronger. You know, and physically, sure.
Yeah.
But when it comes to endurance, when it comes to upper body strength, like there's so many chicks that can do like just 20 pull-ups like nothing. A lot of guys can't do pull-ups. You know, like a lot of guys can't even do fucking sit-ups. Like sit-ups are an archaic fucking exercise. It doesn't even do anything for your core. It's gonna fuck up your hips. But they still do sit-ups in the police academy.
Oh yeah, it's
super stupid. Like they haven't changed that in like 100 years. You know, like the physical agility aspect of it. But I told Adrian, I'm like, you watch. Like the chicks are they're gonna do well.
Yeah,
you know?
bring it.
And he didn't believe me. But you know, it's the same thing. You know, when in with police women too, that you know they get stereotyped.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
it's a stereotype, and then there's like a whole. I think it just needs. Yes, there is a physical component to be in the military, right? It's probably similar to like law enforcement or anything else.
Yeah.
Those types of fields, but it's also the mental component where you're doing a lot of, you know, thinking, critical thinking, analysis, paperwork, desk work. I mean, there's just a lot of other parts of it that's like, okay, if you're trying to exclude women from this, that's kind of dumb.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, I can't imagine that there shouldn't be, like, women detectives, because...
Oh, chicks are the best detectives.
Yeah.
These are actual detectives. Like, let's go.
Seriously. Like, Morgan.
Oh, God, she'd be... Yeah.
Like immediately, like Morgan. I mean, for serious, there are a lot of chicks that can just immediately, like you say a guy's name.
Oh, they got it. They
have,
pulled it up.
They have
I've got his Facebook, his Instagram, his TikTok.
All of his shit. They found it. I mean, it's pretty fucking amazing, especially in the days of social media. Like,
oh yeah, it's easy. It's almost like.
So
just, people forget that, and it's just like there's just a lot of like stereotyping and machismo and dumb shit. But like Barry said, once you get past that and you like prove that you're legit, it's totally fine.
Well, you have always been a tough bitch.
Yeah.
and I think no, seriously, like, and I mean that as nothing but a compliment. And I think I'd like to say that comes from your mom. Because your mom I remember your mom being very, you know, tough and stern and, very much not like, your mom was not a shy person. She was, a very kind of, direct and kind of a, force. I'm just saying, I'm talking about her in the past tense because I haven't seen her in forever. But, I think that comes from your mom, where she was just she's kind of a tough lady, and I think that's where that comes from. And then, spend 20 years in the Army on top of that, I mean, like, sure, that was your calling, dude,
Yeah. No, you that's an accurate description of my mom. She's definitely like a tough, she worked my whole life.
Yeah.
I can remember. She was the breadwinner.
Mm-hmm.
God bless. May my dad rest. He was a wonderful man, but he could be, unreliable at times. Hit and miss with his jobs and things he was doing. So my mom was like the stable force, and she was definitely, you're right, very direct, very stern, stoic, like kept it together. So I think she was definitely an influence on like keeping your shit together.
Definitely a great role model.
My brother's probably more emotional than I am.
Oh, I love your brother.
Well, your dad was a very, very sweet man.
Yeah, I love
What were those
sweet.
shirts that he used to make? I remember the word hallucinations in it.
Oh, really? He probably had some weird business.
Yeah, we all had the shirts.
Oh, yeah, I got all kinds of shirts. Remember those, like, he used to have those weird cigarettes, too?
I don't remember the cigarettes.
Oh, Morgan would, like, steal the cigarettes out of his office.
Were they American Spirits? Why do I remember American
No.
Spirits? No? Okay.
They're, like, foreign. I think they're from Asia. I don't know.
Nice.
Oh.
Nice. No, your dad was always very, very, very sweet. He was just such a sweet, caring...
Yeah, he was a sweetheart.
Yeah.
Old oogs.
So where do you feel that, America can improve, since you've been all over the world and seen all kinds of countries?
Yeah, I think, oh, man, we have a lot of room to improve.
Yeah.
I think I wish we could, like, come together better. Because, like, if we have a more, like, work together attitude to solve problems, I mean, there's no limit to, like, the problems we could solve and, like, what we could do,
Yeah.
If you, like, look in our recent history of, like, okay, we have this, whenever we have, like, a common enemy or some kind of, like, unifying event, and, like, we come together as a country, it's like an unstoppable force, right?
Sure.
Like, now, I don't want to say we're, like, more divided than ever, because I don't believe that, because we fought a civil war. So I don't think we're at that level of divisiveness, but I do think that we are allowing our adversaries to influence us in a way that makes it seem like it's more divisive. It makes it seem like there's these extreme opposites, when I think probably most of the country is somewhere in the middle, and there's probably like the 10%, 15% of the fringes of each side. But those loud fringes are the ones that are getting all of the, algorithm, narrative, airtime. And it's just frustrating because I know our adversaries are stoking the fires and we're just kind of letting it happen. Like, China controls TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just give you a little vignette too about the Russians as well.
Yes.
So the Russians have entire brigades of people working on this problem. And when I say working on this problem, I mean like PSYOP, InfoWar, faced, like running bot farms, running accounts, doing all this stuff to like just stoke fires and sow seeds of division. When I went to the Baltics, so I went to Lithuania in 2016 and 2017 to work on a big exercise with them. Poland, Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia. And then, of course, a whole bunch of other NATO countries that were participating. And I spent quite a bit of time there. And first, the Lithuanians have a very recent memory of being under the USSR.
Yes.
And how horrible that was,
Mm-hmm.
right? So they made it a point, like the soldiers I was working with, to take me to their like genocide museum and show me like this is what the Russians did to us. They almost wiped out their population, literally.
Wow.
Down to like, I don't know, thousands of people. They just like put them on trains, sent them to Siberia, just like killed a bunch of people. Like didn't care. Like we talk about like genocide, like the Russians committed real genocide of many peoples under, you know, the USSR. And they wanted me to like know that. And they want Americans to know that. Like don't forget this history, don't forget what these people are capable of or could be capable of, this regime. It wasn't that long ago. And then I saw like what they did in terms of like in the news and like social media. So we were there, you know, we're doing this training exercise, we're coming in, we're sending tanks like through the port, and there was like an apartment fire. Had nothing to do with us. There was just like an apartment fire near the port where we were coming in. And of course, immediately the Russians are publishing articles that we blew it up.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Blew it up with a Hellfire missile, and that's when I knew. I'm like, oh, these people are lying. They're just like, they don't care. They'll just lie.
Yeah.
A lot will publish. They just like flood the zone with like all kinds of psyop InfoWars shit, and like whatever sticks and catches, they're totally happy with it.
Wow.
And that's what's happening. That's what's happening to us now, and that's what scares me. That's what worries me. That's why I think we need to be like more cognizant of like, okay, who's behind this account? That's like,
I didn't know that.
This algorithm, this like media. Because like in my life, I'm like, I have people in my family on both sides. Like we're still family and we still talk. I have friends. Like we're friends with Morgan. We don't like, we're not killing each other.
Sure. Yeah.
Right?
Morgan takes a beating, but
Yeah.
Are we really that divided, or do we actually have more in common than we think?
Dude, check out this big old brain on her.
I know.
It is so much admiration. This is some fucking amazing stuff, dude. Like, wow. My mind is blown right now.
I see like these articles like, I'm not going to talk to my family who's a Trump supporter. It's like
So dumb.
That's so stupid.
So dumb.
I just asked myself, is like that really happening when you look at my friends?
Yeah.
I know.
Like, no, it's not happening.
No.
You're fine.
No, not in our world. No. It's not happening. No, we argue with Morgan almost on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And we still love each other. Everything is good.
Yeah.
We're fine.
We just tell her to stop getting your news off TikTok.
Yes.
Stop it.
Yes.
Dude.
I told her that the other day. I'm like, Morgan, you gotta get off.
You gotta get
TikTok.
off the fake news.
Yes,
you gotta get out of there.
She gets all of her news from TikTok. I'm like, you gotta get off TikTok, bro. Like, there's so much bullshit on TikTok, dude. Get off TikTok for your news. Like, if you want to get on there for entertainment purposes, sure. You know, there's a lot of funny shit on TikTok.
Oh yeah.
But like, get off TikTok, dude. Like, all this shit that you send to us is bullshit when it comes to like news.
It just has to be. It cannot be understated that, you know, the Chinese, make no mistake, Chinese are our adversary.
Oh,
They just are.
Yeah.
Right? Like, they don't hate us. It's this very, like, frenemy, weird relationship, but they're pretty brazen with the shit that they do.
Mm-hmm.
And they are controlling that algorithm. And they also have, you know, teams, brigades of people working on the info war as well. Because, you know, they censor what their people can see. They don't give a shit. You know, they're out there trying to sow seeds of dissent and divisiveness against us. And they play the long game. They will wait.
Yeah.
Even if it's like, you know, a 50-year return on investment, they will do it.
Yeah, because with them, it's gonna be cyber attacks.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah.
not.
They're not gonna launch a nuke over there.
No. It's
They're
gonna
gonna shut down our power grid and shit.
They're gonna hit us where it hurts us the most. They're smart, dude. They know, and I think they already have like transplants here. Like they already have
for sure.
people here. That it's scary shit to think about. Like they're gonna hit our fucking satellites, and we're all gonna be it's gonna be a cyber shit going on. And,
that and like they're very good at plausible deniability. They're very good at doing like little gray zone activities. We call it gray zone, where it's like you don't exactly know what's going on, but you know it's them and they have a hand in it. It's like, wait a second.
Wow.
We got hacked. Like, who did this? You know, all these little things so that they can just be like, that wasn't us, or like those aggro terrorists that got apprehended. It's like, they're not working for us.
Yeah.
No, everything's connected to the Chinese Communist Party. Like, there is no separation from their businesses and most of their students that they send out to the universities to steal intellectual property and steal corporate secrets and all this stuff. Like, it's all connected. They're very good at it. They use our freedoms, you know, to infiltrate. It's scary. And so that's what I would say consider the source when we're looking at TikTok. So that's something that they own.
Yep.
Right.
And manage.
Yeah, you hear that, Morgan? Get off the TikTok. It's rotting your brain.
It's rotting your brain.
Yeah.
So we've got about 10 minutes left. What are your thoughts about the situation with Israel and Iran right now?
Okay. Well, I mean, I know that Israel's probably not the favorite government right now. And I did, you know, I talked to Morgan the other night. She's like, yeah, going on and on about Netanyahu being the Antichrist.
Yes.
Come on, the Jews are the chosen people.
I get it. I get it. That relationship is difficult.
But they killed Christ.
They have a lot of money. They have a big lobby here, which is, you know, it's concerning. But also from their point of view, like, wouldn't you want the juggernaut of the world to be on your side if you were having this existential threat? Because it's not just Palestinians and Hamas. I mean, look at all of their neighbors. Everybody around them and their history of when they were invaded multiple times, the wars that they've been through, Egypt, Lebanon. You know what I mean? Like, it's a constant threat. It's not just that, like, one regional neighbor. It's a lot of, you know, most of the Muslim world that says they shouldn't exist. Although I think with the Trump administration, I think there's a lot of progress being made in the Middle East in terms of, like, investment and acknowledgement.
I agree.
Of Israel. Like, you know, you have the Saudis being like, okay, we're good. You have now, and then most recently, you've had, like, these tribal leaders in quote unquote Palestinian tribal leaders that are willing to, like, negotiate with Israel, which is a change, a new kind of development. So it sucks. I don't like the conduct of the war, but I will say their interpretation of, like, international law and the Geneva Conventions, like, in their interpretation, they're following it. So, like, yeah, you have designated areas that are non-combatant, a hospital, a school, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when a military combatant then takes over said place, technically, it then becomes a legitimate target. Would we do it that way? No. You know, like, no. Because it's still a hospital, it's still a school, you know, there's still civilians there.
Yeah.
Like, from the United States perspective, we wouldn't, you know, execute. I'm not saying we never have, for sure we have killed civilians, but not in this intentional, direct way. But in their point of view, they're following, you know, international law, if you will. Like, their interpretation of the international laws. Like, oh, they have just made this a legitimate target because they set up a insurgency command post.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, we gave you a warning.
Yes.
We told you to leave.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're
They
doing
always
this.
give you
Yes.
We're doing it. So it's just so hard to, like, gauge it. It sucks. I don't like it. I don't want civilians to get killed. But I understand. I see their, like, I understand their perspective. But I think at some point maybe they've gone too far. And I'm hoping that these, like, tribal leaders can have more influence where we can get to, like, a peaceful settlement. But again, it's probably hard to solve, like, hundreds of years of
Yeah.
on the street.
Yeah. man, these people have been fighting.
Yeah.
As long
Since
as,
the beginning of time.
yes, I mean, for fuck's sake, man. Is it even how do they come to peace? I mean, what
honestly,
president hasn't dealt with this? Honestly,
I don't think they're never going to be at peace with each other.
yeah.
You know, for sure since like 1947. And I was explaining to Morgan, like, sure, this is like contested land, but Israel did go through the proper channels, through international law, through United Nations. Like, they did everything that they were supposed to do, and everybody in the world recognized them as a state. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we as the world, as like global humans, came together and said, yep, you are a legitimate, recognized state of Israel.
Yeah.
And then what? Like, I guess other people don't agree with that, so they're like, fuck it, I mean, they've been invaded multiple times. They've been in war multiple times, the 60s, the 70s, it sucks for them. But it's also hard, I think, for Americans too, because it seems like a one-sided relationship. Like, what do we get out of it? We give them like so much money, so much support. Like, what do we get in return? I don't know. An ally, I guess, in the region.
Yeah.
It's tough. Like, I can see why people get frustrated.
Yeah, I mean, Israel's a good ally to have, but I mean, honestly, I have to say, I have respect for the Israeli people because they are resilient as fuck.
I like the Iron Dome.
Yeah.
That thing's pretty kick-ass.
I mean, honestly, just specifically because of what you said, Christina, is that they've been through so much. Good grief.
I know, man.
They have been made slaves. They have been invaded. They have been through fucking, Holocaust. They have been through genocide. They just keep coming back.
Yeah,
they are resilient as fuck. They're good business people. They're smart. They just, I mean, it's amazing what their culture, what they have been through. It's just kind of amazing to me, quite honestly.
Yeah, I think like context matters, because Americans have a short memory, right? Like every couple years.
Yep.
We think about it's like it didn't happen in my generation, so it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Holocaust is very recent and very real, and when they say never again, they mean never again.
Yeah.
And whatever it takes, and I think that's why we're seeing. Like, Hamas totally underestimated what they thought was going to happen after October 7th.
Oh, fuck them.
They sure did, yeah.
There's been like too much fucking around.
And then they found out, didn't
they? And then it just like, woof, like, wow.
Yeah.
But what I will say is Israel's not good at the narrative. Hamas is winning the narrative probably right now, like the info war.
Yeah.
But that's also because they get help from our adversaries.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they indeed do. But on that note, we are running out of time. Cadena, this has been more than amazing. What an incredibly informative,
educational,
and just all around entertaining episode. Thank you so much for joining us today. This has been amazing. I hope you'll come back and join us again someday, because this was I don't have the words, honestly. I just don't. This was fantastic. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Anytime. You guys are fun.
We tried.
We tried.
We tried.
And thank you for your service, Cadena.
And most of all, yes, thank you for your service. Thank you.
Of course, yeah. You'll have to let me know what your listeners say.
Oh, we will for sure.
Everybody's tuning in.
Yeah, we will for sure. I'm sure we'll have some comments on IG Live here. It's just too far away for me to see. My old ass eyes can't fucking see shit from over here. So we'll let you know for sure. But thank you, and go hang out with your husband and your baby and enjoy your Friday night.
Yep, you too, guys.
We will. And everybody, thank you for joining us. And we've got another episode coming up. And until then, enjoy your side boob and
your happy hour.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, Cadena.
Bye.
All right, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
That was fucking awesome.
Was it? Oh, good. good.
That was awesome. Like,
Yeah.
I was just riveted.
I was like wanting to take notes.
Seriously.
I was like, shit, how did I miss this? I should have
Oh my
paid more attention in this
gosh.
Shetron's class.
Let's see. oh. Just so you know, Morgan says lies.
Oh, God. Get out of here.
Oh, Morgan. No, that.
Or, lies? What, TikTok?
Yeah, I know. According to
Right.
TikTok,
Everything that Cadena
it's lies.
said.
Sorry, Morgan, but Christina was like probably as close as you can get to the truth. So I don't know if we can call that lies.
Sorry, sweetie. Swing and a
Bye
miss.
for now.